Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion in the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Over there, you'll find a description of the day's astrology as I have spelled it out here. Here, I will discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page, and then I'll play another card that, in the context of today's astrology, may give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that currently sits on the side of the page is the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is here because in astrology, it corresponds to the first 10 days or the first decan of the sun's transit in the land of Scorpio here. Scorpio is a water sign, and cups in tarot are water element symbolism. And water element symbolism is largely about how things feel to us, what our internal experience is, and, sort of how the emotions that affect us, bring out a deeper knowing and understanding in us. So here we come to the Five of Cups, and the Five of Cups is clearly a sign of mourning, right? You see a person sort of appearing to feel a sense of loss, grieving the loss of some perhaps emotional investment that they have made, the love that they have poured into something they've given their heart to, a circumstance, a place, a workplace, a social circle, a person specifically. So, and for whatever reason, we do not know, the investment that we made is just not there, is not capable anymore of being shared or received. It's been spilled. It's a complete loss. And, it's a disappointing moment, and it is appropriate to feel that grief, to respond with sadness, to, to really give yourself the time to appreciate the sense of loss that you feel. And it is also appropriate at some point to go ahead and turn your attention to the cups that you have that are remaining standing, which is a reminder that we all have sort of this bottomless well of love and emotional investment to make. And, while it is appropriate to mourn our losses, it is also, appropriate to remember that there still is love in the world. There still are good things, good people, good places, good workplaces, work environments, good social circles that we can be involved in, that we can give ourselves to once again. And, a little indication with the bridge in the background, that we can pass over that bridge. We can move on to a different scene, a different part of our life. And this, eventually will all just be water under the bridge. Okay. So understand that grieving is temporary. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards because I did not while I was first speaking to you. But I want to say thank you for being here. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, click the notifications bell. I post here every day, and I'm so happy to be able to share this content with you. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and turn over a card here. Oh, we got the Ace of Cups. So here's our reminder. Like I said, that we have this bottomless well of love to draw on. When we accept a new person into our family, say a sibling gets married or a baby is born, we don't have to take back all the love that we were giving everybody and chop it up into smaller bits so that everybody can have some, right? That's not how love works. You just have more to give. You always have more to draw on, and you always have more to give. And that's what can make loss so disappointing too, is that here you are, you're this sort of overflowing vessel of emotional investment. And perhaps it feels as though it went unappreciated, or that, it was wasted, right? Like we gave of ourselves and what we gave just was not received properly. Okay, so the Ace of Cups, that is your reminder. You are a bottomless cup of love, okay? You are a bottomless cup of capability to be emotionally invested in people, places, and things, okay? And when you are able to give the love, that is when the manna from heaven fall. When you are able to share yourself in that loving, emotionally invested way, in a genuine way, in a grateful way, in a respectful and mutually nourishing, nurturing way, then all is right with the world. You can really make things happen with with bringing that kind of love to the scene. So think about that. Think about the emotional tranquility that comes from just being able to give and receive love and other emotional investments. The tranquility that comes with being able to receive those things is really, worth worth all the gold in the world. Well, let's see. Well, since it is the Ace of Cups and it's all about the love and that bottomless well of love that we have, let's go ahead and talk about Venus on the page. Sun, Moon, and Venus are conjunct as of 6 o'clock this morning. Now, Moon will move on from that conjunction because it moves like 13 points a day. But consider the impact of the three of these personal planets being so close together, and Mercury right up behind them. 4 of our personal planets, which is like our conscious self and our unconscious self, and our loving, desiring thoughts, and our rational ability to make plans and to communicate and to think great things. All here together. These 3 here together, having just entered Scorpio, and here we are at the new moon. It's time to rest. It's time to reset. It's time to tie off the cord of what has come before and cut it so that we can sit in the moment and really respect and have gratitude for what it is that our life is at this time. And this is coming across in many ways in the astrology today, because today is the first day of Samhain. It's lunar Samhain. Solar Samhain will be next Monday with Halloween. And, so this is a time when the veil between the worlds grows thin. We're really feeling deeply, not just our loving hearts, not just our sense of emotional investment, but our intuitive selves, right? That deep well, also contains our intuitions, the knowledge, the deep knowing that arises with the emotions that we feel, right? So lunar Samhain is here. That veil is thinning. Those intuitive responses are going to be probably more stronger at this time, especially with the Sun and Moon conjunct with Venus at this time, early this morning. And that conjunction is what creates that new moon effect, if you didn't know. And then the moon makes ingress to Scorpio today, and we have that new moon, and we also have a partial solar eclipse. So the moon is really kind of the star of the day, along with lunar Samhain. So all that says to me is that it's not just about the love and emotional investment that we give, but it's about the intuitive depths that we strive to. That some of us strive to be in touch with, while others of us strive to not worry about it all, right? So, emotional and intuitive depths, are going to be the name of the game during the part of the year when the days get, really noticeably shorter and cooler. And, taken together with the 3 of Cups, it's almost as though the 5 of Cups, my mistake. It is almost as though it's not love that we wasted. It's not, attention or affection or, some other kind of emotional investment we made that somebody wasted or that we wasted. It's really like intuitive cues that we may have wasted, right? Like information came up and we didn't heed it. And so we experienced a loss, right? Information came up and, somebody told us differently and we chose to trust that. And so we experienced a loss of trust. If you have an intuition about something and you decide not to heed it because somebody asks you not to, you can definitely experience a loss of trust. And that is really something to mourn. That can really put us in a dark place about, our relationship to that person. And I'm thinking about a specific situation from a conversation I had a couple weeks ago, but I also know that that's a common theme that, we have an intuition. We say, I think this is happening. And somebody says, that's not what happened. Trust me, and then you say, okay, I'm going to trust you, even though my gut is telling me that that's what happened. And then you find out differently, right? You find out that your intuition was good to begin with and you didn't listen to it. And so, sometimes that's where the loss of trust comes in. So that came through pretty strongly for me. But listen to your gut, okay? Listen to the information that comes up with your emotions, okay? And that doesn't necessarily mean, trust all of your jealous thoughts as being true, all right? Understand that you have to be able to discern between, what is true intuition and what is just, informed by a lack of trust, right? But definitely listen to your gut. Listen to the guidance that your emotions give you. When you have an emotion, there is a physical sensation, and there is also like a message that comes into the mind that says, oh, this is what's happening here, okay? So listen to it. Be aware of it. Be deep inside it. And be willing to be loving with your intuition, okay? Be willing to be generous with your intuition, just as you are generous with your other emotional, investments. And what I mean like that, what I mean by that is like, if I suspect that somebody has mistreated me and I go to them and I say, I suspect in some way that this mistreatment has happened, be willing also to give them the benefit of the doubt that like, hey, they're human and they may have done something. And it doesn't mean that we have to, cut off all the emotional investment that we have there. We can retain some, we can, retain hope of salvaging our trust in that person, okay? We just have to, be loving and kind and remember that we are as human as they are, okay? And that everybody makes mistakes and everybody, does things that, disappoint us. And still, even though we may despair, even though we may suffer loss, even though we may suffer loss of trust, even though we may, feel terrible about it, feel like, there's no way we can move on at some point we have to move on. And at some point, we can get in touch with that bottomless well of love and, give life and connection and listening to ourselves another try. Okay. I think that's all I have to say about it today. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Melrose. I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.